Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Word. In this module, I want to show you the magic of using AutoText. So what I'm going to do is get some text on the screen and some diagrams on the screen and then add them in to the quick parts gallery and in the AutoText area. So first of all, I'm going to type equals rand with an open and close bracket, and when I press enter on that, I'll get some generic text. So for example, let's say I want this paragraph. So I've double clicked in this selection area there to highlight a paragraph. I want this paragraph to be available to me anytime I want it. So to do that, I need to go to Insert, over to the right where it says Quick Parts, into the AutoText gallery area. And you can see the ones I've got there already, but I'm going to save the selection to the gallery, and then I'm going to give it a name. So I'll call this one Start. Now when you name it, if you give it more than 4 characters, you'll get a little tip appearing on the screen when you want to use it. If you do less than 4 characters, you'll have to use the F3 function key to activate this. You'll also need to use the F3 function key to activate a chart or a diagram or a picture. Now this is going in this gallery, and you can create categories if you want. It's on general at the moment. You could add multiple categories there. You might have text for finance, for HR, for sales, whatever you want, and you can put those in different categories. But I'm going to leave all this the same as it is and just click OK. So that was the first paragraph, and I'm going to do that again for the ending paragraph. So these would be generic paragraphs that you use all the time. Obviously, you need to type different things for different parts of a document and things like that. But let's do this one. So I'm on the Insert tab still, over to Quick Parts, the AutoText, and then down the bottom, Save Selection to the AutoText gallery. I'll call this Ending. Now I may already have one called Ending. I'll just click OK to that. I haven't, so that's great. So now I've got my text. I'm just going to do Control A and delete. Now I want a diagram. Again, on the Insert tab, you've got Smart Art. I'll go for one of those, and I'll go for a hierarchy, and I'll pick this one, and then OK to that. So this is like a generic diagram. I don't need that sticking out there, and I also don't want that on there. So I'm not going to fill it in as such, but I want to put a little bit of a structure on it. So I'll just add 2 shapes on that, and again, click on the management level if you like to change the way this comes out underneath, and that's under layout and then standard, and it will go side by side like that. Now over here you have styles. I want to change the style, so it's a bit like that, little blocks, and then I'm ready to add this into the AutoText gallery. So if I've got it highlighted, I'm going back to Insert, over to Quick Parts and AutoText and Save Selection, and I'll call this org. Now you'll notice there's a little asterisk there. I'll overtype that. This means no matter what you call it, whether it's more than 4 characters or not, you're going to have to use the F3 function key to get it. So I'll click OK to that, and I've already got one called that, so I'll just say yes, pressing delete to get rid of it. And then the last one I want to do is a chart, and I just want a default clustered column chart, and I'm not going to put any information in it. I'll just close it off and save it into the AutoText gallery. So I've got it selected, going up to Insert and over to Quick Parts, the AutoText gallery, Save Selection in there, give it a name. Now I've already got one called Chart, but I'll just overwrite it, call it Chart, yes, and then I'll delete that off. Now, so I can now bring these in. Now I can't remember if I've got one called Letter, but let's just have a look. I do, so I'm just going to press Enter. I didn't do that one just, but I've got some letter information there. And now I can go Dear Sir, Madam, for example, and then I can start putting my text in there underneath. So the first one was Start, and then you get the little tip coming up there, which means you can just press Enter to drop that in. I'll do a space and come down a little bit. Next one I want org, the organizational chart. Now I have to press the F3 function key to get that, and there that one is. I'll press enter again. Now I want the chart, so I'm typing chart again. Even though that's more than 4 characters, I still have to press the F3 key for diagrams, charts, pictures, etc. So F3, that will drop that in. Coming down underneath that, and I now need to type ending. There's the tip, and there is the end of what I want to do. So if I just make that smaller, so you can see the whole thing there. So within seconds, you can create quite a large bit of a document. And I only did small paragraphs, but you could have whole pages or several pages as auto text entries. So if it was like policies that don't change or procedures that never change, you could have those in there. If the thing is changing all the time, it's probably not the best place to do auto text. These would be generic that don't change very often, probably never changing like that, so you can just use them over and over again. And then you would put your own extra narrative in here that does change. So this is me just typing rubbish, but that's how this would work. You then put the movable part, if you like, in this bit. So that's all I want to talk about in this little video, how you can use the auto text feature to quickly build up a document in modules. So hopefully this video is of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.